morning, everyone. How are you doing today? I got 150 miles on this tank, and my low fuel indicator light is flashing, and I'm going to go fill it up to get ready for my next long trip, whenever that will be. I'm sorry I haven't been giving this channel much love, but you know, the scooter channel is my primary channel. That's the one I'm really trying to grow. But I do love this channel, and I love all you guys that have subscribed, so thank you very much. I think I'm up to 21 or 22 right now, which I never really expected. Very cool. But I am going to do, and for you 22, by the way, I'm going to do a nice little ride, and I'll record it for you. It is definitely in the offing. When it gets a little bit warmer, though, because man, oh man, I am cold. Jeez. It's like 55 degrees, which is pretty unusual. So what's new today? Well, what's been new lately? And that is I went to our local Harley distributor. That would be Central Texas Harley. They're on I-35. And I looked at an Iron 1200, and it was used. It had saddlebags, it had a sissy bar in the back, 8 hangers. I think they all come with eight hangers anyway, standard, and a little cowling up front to direct the wind. I cannot tell you whether or not it works or how good the bike is or whatever. I mean, it is a beautiful bike, and it's so nimble. I feel just sitting on it, you know, moving it around, I feel I could probably just move that thing back and forth across the road just as easily as this bike. Now, I do have upgrades on this bike. The Honda Rebel seat is notoriously uncomfortable, and I did upgrade. Just from sitting on that 1200, it doesn't appear that the stock seat on that is a heck of a lot more comfortable than the stock Honda Rebel seat. A little bit more, but certainly not as comfortable as this Mustang seat. So, you know, that's an upgrade I would have to put on. So that's a little bit more money. And it costs about, you know, $11,500. I'll throw some pictures up. I happened to take some pictures as I was, my friend calls it motorcycle porn, and I guess it's right. But I mean, I love that bike. The only problem is Central Texas Harley does not do test rides. So I would hate to spend $11.5 grand and then be unhappy with my purchase. They said they got some crap about 30 minutes, 30 miles, whatever. I mean, who knows when they're starting the clock. It may take 25 minutes to get you the keys, but they started the clock, you know, and it's just like, I'm not gonna fool with that. Just let me ride the damn thing down the road and ride it back. I don't need you to follow me. You know, if I'm going to steal it, well, I mean, your insurance will cover it, and I'll go to jail, so what's the big deal? Not a big ride today, just going in to get some gas. And, you know, do a little video for my channel, because I love vlogging. You know, I like the creative aspect of putting up a video. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's get back to the point. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this point after I get gas. My favorite gas pump in the sun is open. Yay. Not in the sun right now. Dang it. Oh well. I'll say please pay inside. Here we go. Well, I'm getting about 70 miles to the gallon, and that's what my fuel indicator says that I'm getting on the, I guess the B odometer is the one that I reset every time I fill up. And it'll tell you how many miles per gallon, estimated miles per gallon you're getting, and it said I'm getting about 70, I can't remember if it said 70 or 72. To tell you the truth, I did take a picture of it, and I'll show it just for grins. So, little interesting factoid for you, something you'll learn here on this channel. Okay, so where was I? Okay, I was doing the Harley thing. That's right. Okay, so I went to Central Texas Harley. They won't let me do a test ride because I have no idea why. You know what? I bought this bike based off of a test drive. And they want me to fall in love with something. You gotta let me try it out. You know, it may not work. I might want a bigger bike. You don't know. Might want to buy something more expensive. So, I don't know. It's a stupid little philosophy that they have. That 30-minute, 30-mile thing is crap. Honda has the same thing. Right Now Honda in Austin has the same issue. They have the same policy. I think they do 15 minutes and 15 miles, or 5 minutes and 5 miles, something stupid like that too. Anyway, I actually talked Right Now Austin into letting me at least drive this thing around the parking lot. And, you know, I thought, okay, it's good, I can handle it. So I got about 2,400 miles. I put about, there's 2,500 miles on this bike, and I put about 2,400 of them on, you know. And, you know, usually people, they'll buy a 300 and learn how to ride, and that's what I've been doing here, you know, and they'll say, okay, it's time to upgrade. And, you know, if I was going to upgrade, I certainly have enough, you know, intermediate knowledge anyway to get a bigger bike. There's a whole history behind that. I'll give you a riding history lesson for me. This is not my first bike, but this is the first bike. I'll just make it short. It's not my first bike, but this is the first bike where I've actually intended to learn how to be a good rider, not just somebody who uses it to commute back and forth to work, or a joyrider. Well, I guess I am a joyrider, but I do it for kind of educational purpose. I want to be a better rider. And so, you know, I go further and further afield. I try to introduce myself to, you know, newer situations so that I'll know how to handle them if they come up. When I say situations, I'm talking about roads, you know, conditions. I don't actively go out there and try to hurt myself. Highways and such, and see how I can handle the bike and how much I can learn from it and build my competence and confidence. And I'm, like I said, I'm doing reasonable. Boy, did I make this short story long. Sorry. Alright. So, here's the thing. Everybody is telling me to upgrade, to get a bigger bike. I've been on I-35, I've been down 29, I've been on, you know, longer trips. I love this bike. You know, yeah, it's small. Yeah, I can't hang out at 85. Okay, I cannot. I don't do that in a car. You know, so, you know, at my age, I'm not trying to prove anything. I just love my bike. And there has been some, you know, sometimes when the fact that it is so small has really saved my ass. You know, from my own stupid mistakes, like one time I backed down my driveway, which has an incline in it, and I turned the wheel and put on the brake, and I almost flipped. It didn't almost flip over. I almost dropped the bike. Okay, so it would have hurt my bike more than anything else. It wouldn't have hurt me probably, but it would have dropped I would have dropped my bike, and I could have scratched it up, dinged it. You know, depending on how it landed, it could be bad or not so bad. Same kind of situation where I was coming down. I was coming out of I took the bike on 1431, by the way, and she handled very well. So I went into a gas station there, relaxed, stretched, whatever, you know, and when it was time to leave, and I kind of turned around in the parking lot, and I came down at an angle of a very, very steep ramp. I had my front brake on as I was approaching the ramp, and I was turned. I had the front brake, and I was leaned, and I could have dropped the bike if it were heavier, and I couldn't just physically hold it up, and I could physically hold this up. Now, they have a lot of good bikes out there that are, you know, like the 1100 is only like 80 pounds more than this bike, and of course I could have held it up as well, I'm pretty sure. My legs got, you know, a fat guy to carry around most of the time. So, you know, like I said, this lighter bike is still a good learning bike for me, and it's still functional. And the only thing that I don't want to ride in a situation to where I'm too slow, therefore dangerous, you know. And I haven't run into that yet. You know, this bike will hang out at 65 easy all day. It'll do 70, sure. But she loves 65 miles an hour, 67 miles an hour, like that. She can hang and just purr there. And still have a little bit more in the tank to, you know, if you needed to accelerate. Not much more, a little bit more. So one of the things I have to do is I have to go on a long ride. I might get on 35 and go into Temple. That's about, I don't know, 60 miles from here down I-35. And then I'll take it to, they got a place called Horny Toads Harley in Temple. And they will allow you to test ride a bike. So I'll see how I hang out on I-35, take it into Temple, see if I can test ride one of their bikes on the highway. Hopefully a 1200N. Then I can make a decision from there. Of course, it might be that my ride to Temple was so dang pleasant, I might just turn around and just say, hey, I love my bike still. There's no reason to upgrade. I'm sorry I haven't been updating lately. I will do that. I will do a better job.